Hey everybody, it's Paul Stevens here with iGo Sales and Marketing for another tutorial in SuiteCRM. Okay guys, so today I'm going to cover graphs and charts. I will say before I start that this is a kind of a complex subject just because there's so many different ways to present data. And I even had to do a big review of the whole thing myself before I started this video. So, having said that, I'm going to take you through a few different graph types and how they're set up and how I set them up. Okay, and that may help you. I mean, there's a million different things you can graph, and I can't show you every single permutation of it, but I can show you a few basic types here and show you how they work and why you do it in a certain way. The other thing I'm going to say before I start is you may have a chart, and when I say chart, I mean like a spreadsheet that you create in SuiteCRM kind of chart that you want to be a certain way, okay? And then you may have a graph. You want to graph that data in a certain way. You can't always do that with the same report. So you might have to do one report that's designed to show the graph in the way you want to show the graph, and you might have to do another report that shows the chart data in the way you want to show the chart data. So first of all, think about it that way, that there's two sort of separate things you want to do here. You may get lucky and you may be able to show the chart the way you want to show the chart and the graph the way you want to show the graph, but it doesn't always work out that way. So, okay, so enough of the introduction. Let's get into sort of talking about some of the basic graph types here. Okay, I'm going to just move myself out of the way here. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a couple of different graphs that I've put together. Okay, and these are all graphs of opportunities and opportunity stages. Okay, and there's a bunch of different ways you can look at this data. So what I've done here, the first one here is I have done a bar chart, and I've grouped the bar chart by the opportunity stage. Okay, and I'll show you how these are all set up in a second. The second one, I've also done a bar chart, and I've grouped it by both opportunity stage and the sales rep. Okay, so this is a stacked bar, and so each one of these is a different sales rep's results, and you can sort of look across each opportunity and see who has the most, for example, in the closed loss stage or the closed won stage, or vice versa. Okay, so that gives you a little bit more information. Okay, and then in the bottom left-hand corner here, I have a simple pie chart just showing the opportunity amount and the percent of the total that is by each stage. Okay, and then my last one here is another grouped bar chart, but this time it's grouped by both the stage and the sales rep. So it's kind of like the stacked bar chart, but in a bar chart format. So for closed, it's kind of like a bunch of mini bar charts, if you can view it that way. But so in closed lost, you can see each sales rep's results in closed lost, each sales rep's result in closed won, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's different ways of showing the data. And then the last one here, I just have a simple, really simple bar chart that is just basically by sales stage. Okay, and the way you set all these up is going to be different. So let's have a look at SuiteCRM here and get this out of the way. So I've set all these up, and I'm just going to take you through the settings. I'm not going to do it sort of live because it took me a while to put all these together and get them looking the way I want. But hopefully you can have a look at my settings here, and I'll go through and explain why. Okay, so here's the bar chart. Okay, so this is just a simple bar chart broken down by closed loss, closed won, or the sales stage. Okay, so now if you look at my data here, you'll probably say, well, I want to see all the opportunities in closed lost and closed won and sales stage, needs analysis and negotiation. Why do I just see the totals? And the reason why is if you're doing a simple bar chart like this, you can't have line items. Okay, otherwise it won't work. And when we get to the grouped bar chart, I'll show you why. Okay, so let's look at my settings here. okay? So I'm only graphing sales stage and opportunity amount. That's it, okay? The minute you go to opportunities here and you put in something like account name or anything that's a line item, okay? Or, date created, for example, or, ID or, opportunity name, any of those will make your chart have line items in it, okay? So let's just save this and go back and see, okay? So now that I've saved that, you'll see this is the kind of chart that I would like to see, okay? And we have each line item and each opportunity listed to get the total. But now you'll see our graph is a total disaster, okay? So if you're doing a simple bar chart, just put on the totals of what you want, okay? So let's go back to our settings here, okay? So let's get rid of all this other stuff, okay? Boom, 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 okay? So all we want here is sales stage and opportunity amount. That's it, okay? Now, we want to group it by sales stage for the bar chart. We want to display, both of those items. And then we also want to group it by sales stage. And then we want to sum over here. Sorry, I'm looking around my camera. We want to sum it by the opportunity amount, okay? And then if we go into charts, okay, we want a bar chart, and we want the x-axis to be sales stage, and we want the y-axis to be opportunity amount, okay? So what I will tell you is typically if there's a numerical value, it has to be on the y-axis. Otherwise, the charts generally don't work, okay? So let's just save this one again, and hopefully I fixed it here, okay? And this is exactly what I want, okay? So all we're showing in the chart is the totals, okay? We just have the sales stage and the total amount, okay, with those settings. That's how it works. And then we get the graph that we want, okay? So let's say you want to see the same graph, okay, except you do want all the detail, okay? That is possible, okay? So let's go into my other graph here. Okay. So I've got a grouped bar chart I've done. Hopefully this is the right one. No, it's the other one. Okay. Grouped bar chart. Okay. So using this option, I can show it very similar where I have the total amounts per sales stage. And at the same time, I can show the detail. Okay. So let's have a look at how I set this one up. Okay. So I'm going in here and you can see I've got opportunities. So I've got the sales stage, I've got the opportunity amount, and I've got the opportunity name. If I was doing a simple bar chart having line items like the opportunity name, or I mean, you can put anything else you want in there, the close date, any other thing. But as soon as you put in a line item, if you're using a simple bar chart, it's not going to work. Okay, so that's where the grouped bar chart comes in. Okay. So let's just cover the settings here before we go on. So to make this work, there's a couple things you have to do. Our main group is going to be sales stage, okay, because we want to group it by the sales stage. The next thing that's important is we want to group it by the sales stage down here by putting an X, and we need to sort it, okay? If you don't sort it, you'll see what happens, that it basically can't group them if they're not sorted, okay? So make sure they're sorted. And we want to add the opportunity amount, and we want to function sum and function sum, okay? And total is going to be a sum, okay? So if that's the setup, let's look at our chart here. So we have a grouped bar, and on the x-axis the stage, and on the y-axis the amount. And again, anything that's a numerical value, typically you want to put that on the y-axis. Okay, so let's just save this one and have a look at what we got. Okay, so this is what we wanted. Okay, we wanted to have this kind of chart where we could group it by sales stage and at the same time show in the data line items. Okay, and this is really the only way to do both at the same time. Okay, so you'll see they're all grouped by sales stage. They all have a total. They all have each individual line item. Okay, and then the graph has the sum or the appropriate amounts. Okay, so that's a grouped bar. Okay, so let's look at some of the other reports that I've done here. The next report, let's have a look at a stacked bar. Okay, so this is a little bit different. So what we've done here, it's same information, again, just showing it different ways. This time we've added in the sales rep or the assigned user for each opportunity, and we're going to split it up so you can see, each individual sales rep and how much they attribute to the total. This is a stacked bar, okay? So in our report here, you'll see it's grouped first of all by the person, okay, and then within the person, it shows their total amount of opportunities and the stage that they're in, okay? So that's what the report would look like. Now, maybe you want the report to look differently, but if you want this graph, that's the report you have to do, okay? So let's have a look at the settings here. Okay, I'm going to just edit this. So our main group in this case is the assigned to. So we want to group it by the person who has the opportunity. Okay, then we're listing sales stage, opportunity amount, and the assigned to. We're going to group it by both sales stage and assigned to. Okay, and then again we're going to sum the opportunity up. Okay, and then in our chart section here, we're going to do a stacked bar, and x-axis is the sales stage, and then y-axis is the opportunity amount. Okay, so again, numerical value always goes in y. Okay, so let's just have a look at one more time what that gives us. That gives us a stacked bar chart where we can hover over and see each individual person's sales results. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next one that I created for you guys. All right, so that's a stack bar. I have another grouped bar here. Oh, no, it's the other one I wanted to show you. Okay, so this is a grouped bar chart as well, but it's grouped differently. It's instead of being stacked, it's grouped by the sales rep and then by the stage. So in each stage, you can see which sales reps, have the most. For example, in the qualification stage, it's easy to see. Okay, and then in our reports, again, you'll see that it is grouped by first person, and then it's grouped by stage. Okay, so what does this one look like in the settings? Okay, so this one, we have the main group here as assigned to. Okay, so that's the sales rep, and then we have the sales stage, and we're sorting it ascending. We have the opportunity amount, and we're summing it. Okay, and then we have the opportunity name, and then we have the assigned to, which we are going to group. Okay, and we're going to sort it by ascending. Okay, now you can do descending however you want, it just has to be sorted. Okay, in the chart we are doing a grouped bar, and we are doing opportunities by sales stage, and then again y-axis the amount. Okay, so save and close, and that's what this gives us. Okay, so it's a different way to look at the same information, and you can sort of pick the rep that has the highest amounts in each sales stage. It's very easy to see this way. Okay, all right, so one more graph I think I have left here. So my last one here is just a pie chart. Okay, and the pie chart, again, at first thought might be difficult or easy to put together, and it requires a little bit of finessing, just the same way I did in the simple bar chart. you can only have 2 variables. If you have any more than 2 variables, it messes it all up, okay? So here's what I want to graph here, okay? So I want the sales stage and the opportunity amount. That's it, okay? Any of these 2D graphs that are either line charts or bar charts or the pie chart, you can't have the line items in the report. If you do that, it's going to mess it up, okay? So let me just demonstrate that. Again, if I put in here, let's say the opportunity name, okay, that's going to give me line items in the report. So let's save that. Okay, and you see what happens here? It's a big mess, okay? But the report is more useful, okay, because it gives the line items in the report. So this is, again, one of those things where if this is what you want in the report, but that's not what you want in the graph, you might have to do 2 different reports, one as a graph and one as, you know, a chart, okay? So let's edit this again. And I'm just going to remove anything that's a line item. So I'm going to remove the opportunity name, okay? So I just have sales stage, opportunity amount. I'm going to group it by sales stage. I'm going to group it by sales stage here. I'm going to sum the opportunity amount, okay? And sum here as well. And then in the charts, I'm going to do a pie chart, sales stage, and again, anything on the y-axis that's a numerical value, okay? So now if I save this, everything should be working out nicely. Okay, so there we go. There's our nice pie chart, and you know, you'll see that the report that we get isn't super useful. Okay, it's just the total amounts by sales stage. Okay, however, that makes the graph work nice. Okay, so those are some tips and the main types of graphs. I didn't cover the line chart. I don't find that's all that useful in SuiteCRM, because if you want to, like, say, do like opportunities by date or something like that, it's not all that useful, because you can't really group it by month, so that it's not really useful to do that. The radar chart, I never seem to be able to get to work the way I wanted to. So these are the main charts that I use, and hopefully this is helpful for you guys in being able to put these together. I'm going to show you one more thing before I leave, because I get a lot of questions on this, okay? So let's just go to our dashboard here. I get a lot of people asking, like, how do you put charts on your dashboard, okay? And it's super easy, okay? So let's put the pie chart that we just added on here. So we want to add a dashlet, okay? So if you go to charts here, you'll be looking and go like, where's my chart, okay? It's not there. These are predefined charts created by SuiteCRM, and you can use any of these, no problem, if you want to use them, okay? Like if you want the pipeline by sales stage, that's what this guy is down in the corner here. But if you want one that you've created, you have to be on modules here, and then if you go down to the bottom here, you'll see reports, okay? If you click on reports, and then you'll see it just added it and close it, there's my report, okay? So I am going to add my pie chart, okay, just like that. Now, if I want to show the underneath, you can see I have a chart. So what they mean by charts is graph. So that's the one I want here, okay? So if you had more than one graph for that particular report, you could choose it, but I'm just going to choose the one. I'm going to save it, okay? All right, so there's my pie chart, and it shows up the way I want, okay? I could have put any of them here, same way. I could have chosen the grouped bar chart, and then only show the chart, okay? So what I call a graph, they call a chart, and what I call a chart, I don't know what they call it, but just to get the nomenclature clear, okay? So save that, okay, and there's my other chart. So the other thing that you may notice is that this is like taking up too much space here. Let's see if we can fix this, okay? So if I go into my reports here, whoops, and which one did I choose here? Was it this one? Yes. Okay, so let's charts per row 2. It still should work out okay. Let's try 3. Okay, see if that makes it smaller. Okay, let's do that. So it made it smaller here. I'm not sure if it's going to fix it on the front page. Yes, it did. So it made it fit in the window here. So you can mess around with charts per row there. And if you wanted it full all the way across, obviously you would make it charts per row equal to 1. Okay. You can also add a new page here if you wanted to add another tab here for, let's say, graphs. Okay, and then now I have a blank page here and I can add as many graphs as I want. Okay, so that's it for charts and graphs and how to add them to your dashboard as well. Hopefully that was useful for you. If you liked the video, please do me a favor, click on the like button below, click on subscribe. It helps me get other people to watch the videos. And the more likes and subscribes, the more YouTube shows it to other people. So it's very helpful for me. The other thing I wanted to just mention is that I do offer a full course in SuiteCRM on my website at learn.igosalesandmarketing.com. I'll put a link below. If you want a full course in SuiteCRM, it's great for new sales reps. If you're just starting out, getting used to SuiteCRM, it's a full walkthrough. It has, I think, like 20 hours of video, and it's a whole lesson plan, and it's a very structured approach to learning SuiteCRM. And it's like $99. So if you're interested in that, please visit my other website. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.